Welcome once again, VacLab fans, to another new product unboxing and review. So today, the fine people at Eufy, parent company I found out was Anker, A-N-K-E-R, I believe. I have some of their other products. Sent me this wonderful class-leading S1 Pro that says real-time self-cleaning robot vacuum and mop. So this machine should have features to place it toward the top of its class for this type of machine. As a reminder, right, I do accept a sponsorship, meaning send me a product, I'll go ahead and review it, but I never accept paid sponsorships. So some people have accused me of accepting money for sponsorships. I have never done that, and I will never do that. So you want me to review something? I am very happy to review it, no matter pretty much what it is. Well, it's packed very well. So let me see if I can show you this, how well it's packed. And you know, that does really make a difference. Some people don't really care a whole lot, but when you're shipping products, especially when they have to come from overseas, good packaging is very important because you want to get the product in good shape. You want the product to be not broken in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so I have this initial thing right here. All right, declaration page. Let's see. And let's see, how am I going to get this out the safest way possible? Oh, geez. Look at this. So, quick start guide. Have you ever seen a quick start guide this large before? Usually it's a little bit smaller, but this is a huge sheet. It's like a placemat. There, that's what it looks like. So this is going to require an app to use all of its features to be sure. Water only. Remove before use. You got to peel that off. Snap it. Sealed, unsealed, sealed. To go and get access to or replace your dust bag, go ahead and slide this button forward. It is spring-loaded, and it will pop up. Then go ahead and just grab the bag, slide upwards, and it'll come out. And then you can, use the anti-dust proof slider right there. And then to reinsert it, you'll do the reverse, do the same thing just in reverse. Now, for some reason, that little tab ends up being, slid up into the closed position. If you try to close the top here, it's just going to keep popping up. So it'll remind you, go ahead and make sure that the bag hole is open, and then you can close it and it will lock. So you never know what state of charge these things actually will arrive in. So how about we plug in the base and we put in the brushes, red for red, gray for gray, and get this model charging. Then when that's done, I'll install the app and we'll go through all the rest of the setup. So I want to see what's underneath is this a magnetic cover? Oh yeah, okay, so this is a magnetic cover. Okay, great. So we have an on-off. I'll turn it to on. Let's put the cover back on. And as you can see, I have to put it in this orientation to get it charging. So powered on. Charging. I'm just going to slide that in, and now it says that it's charging. So let's see. Here it comes. So 58%. So we're going to let that charge, and then we'll come back and keep going. And now it's time to add some water. Now, in looking through the quick start guide, I did not see anything where it said cold water, warm water, hot water. So I'm just going to choose warm water. I realize some people like to use different temperatures, but usually for cleaning, cold water does not necessarily work the best. All right, now let's put the water tank back on.
Clean water tank installed.
It's kind of lit. It's got a little lighting back there. All right, that's wonderful. So now we've got to go through connecting this S1 Pro to the internet. So I'm going to turn this on, and you do have QR codes. So I need to be able to, the QR codes are basically everywhere. Cleaning and maintenance, manuals, you name it, tutorials. So you've got a lot of choices here of what to look at other than just this. So let's go ahead and get the app installed. There we go. Let's see, open in browser, download. All right, let's install that. Don't need that. Nice to have a little Google ad pop up when you're installing stuff. So I think the machine is completely prepped at this point. We need to connect it to our local Wi-Fi. And it does say in here that this only supports 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So don't try to force it on your 5 or 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Okay, we're now going to open the app. Click accept. Okay. Now I get a nice little eufy ad here. Exclusive benefits. Okay, well, we're going to bypass that. Now, I'm going to have to push the reset button, I think, right here.
Wi-Fi reset.
Okay, there we go. Now I want to say add device. Right there at the top. S1, I wouldn't figure that they actually would have put it right there at the top. All right, so here we go, S1 Pro, power on. We are powered on. Next. All right, reset. I did it, but I can go ahead and push it again.
Wi-Fi reset.
All right, that's great. Ready to be paired. Okay, reset completed. It's blinking. Next. Enable app permissions. So somehow we need to do Bluetooth, nearby devices, precise location, and location information. So there's all those different things we have to turn on. All right, so nearby devices permissions. Okay, we'll do allow, and then precise location services, and then only while using the app, and then location information. Yeah, it requires a lot of information if you want to do this. Okay, location information. Okay. All right, that's great. So I think we're good with that. All right, now start connecting. Okay, let's try it. Hey, there it is. Connect. All right, wonderful. There. Okay, now it's trying to connect.
Connecting.
Okay. 8%, 9%, 10%. It's doing its thing.
Wi-Fi connected.
Zip. Okay, fantastic. Now look at that. So our battery is at 100% because we charged it earlier. It's currently in standby. All right, enter. Self-cleaning mop. All right, so it's telling us what's going on. 3D sensing for accurate obstacle. All right, so it's letting us know what the features are. Worry-free pet hair settings. Get device ready. Experience now. Yes, let's experience something here. Mapping. No map available. Please create a whole home cleaning map to unlock more cleaning modes. Now, I've already prepared my floor, and I've moved all the stuff that needs to be moved. All right, I think we're ready to do a cleaning or a first clean. Now, you see the map and the way that it's kind of traced it. I wonder if it's going to hit everything. Now, a lot of people, frankly, will go and simply just put this machine on auto and just let it go, right? But there's going to be so many adjustments you can make. We'll get to that later if need be, but let's just go ahead and do auto cleaning. So it's ready to go. It's mapped the room, and let's push the play button here and start cleaning. Well, that was a very thorough job. And what was most impressive is that you had an initial mapping that I wasn't too sure it was going to figure out all the little nooks and crannies in the entire area, and it did. So, what a wonderful job. Returning.
Start dust collection.
Now that's loud.
Charging.
Okay, so obviously we could call it the dry pre-clean is now done. Now I need to figure out how to go and make this eufy mop. Now that auto dry cleaning has been completed, how about we try some wet mopping? And normally you always want to try to, dry clean, that is, don't wet mop first, because you'll end up just making a bigger mess. So let's see, if I click on the very bottom left mode, now I have some general modes I can choose from. So let's see, it says vacuum only. Now it says mopping mode. Suction, well, it was on standard, but let's go through the different, all the different levels. All right, so there's quiet, standard, turbo, and max. I think I'll leave the suction at standard. And how about mop setting? What are the choices? We have soft, standard, and deep. Yeah, we're going to do a deep clean here because, like I mentioned earlier, I haven't cleaned this linoleum in about 2 weeks, and it's going to get dirty. We will examine the dirty water. Cleaning times, I think times 1 will be good to go for now. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go back to that, and I've changed the mode. Okay, now on the bottom left, you can see that the mode has changed. So now I'm just going to click auto again and see if it mops. 269 square feet in 22 minutes for the dry pass. Let's see how long it takes for the wet pass.
Start cleaning.
Let's see if we have any animation here on the top. I see bubbles in the water. I see bubbles in that water. This is such a cool machine. Watch as it hugs that leg. Hug that table leg. Well, it went over the grate entirely that time, but it's in a different mode. So I guess it's going to clean the grate. Why not? Yeah, look at that. It cleaned the grate. Didn't catch on anything, didn't hurt anything, so why not? That's a good idea. Getting those baseboards. Look at that, right down those baseboards, perfectly straight. Incredible. And does it right down the other side as well. And does it right underneath. It did do a little bump right there just now as it made the turn. Oh, look at it, it retucks back in. All right, let's hear it for Eufy. Woohoo! It's going to get in those nooks and crannies. You know something else I like? This obviously has its own water reservoir contained in the body of the machine. And guess what you haven't seen it do? Return to base to re-wet the mop. So talk about self-contained. You can see that sheen right behind it. Yep, it still has a nice wet mop without having to return to the base station. Saves time.
Cleaning completed. Returning to base station.
All right, it just said the cleaning was completed. There, you can see it's dry on the left and wet on the right. Okay, well, I am unbelievably impressed with this machine. Very accurate, very precise, very quick, especially with initial room mapping. I mean, that just blew my mind.
Start dust collection.
Right, well, obviously this is loud. I wonder what the mop cleaning is going to be like. So yeah, it's loud. Okay, I hear the water pump. I hear the mop spinning, I think. Yep, washing mop. Well, the floor looks great, by the way. Here it is. Might be a little hard to see under the table. This is a very old floor. So the big thing is you need to be able to, well, remove some of the stickiness and some of the dirt that accumulates over time. So we will empty the dirty water tank here soon, and we'll see just how dirty the water is. If you thought this floor was very clean, well, kinda, but now it's better. And we'll see the results in a minute once it's done washing the mop. It's like sucking water through a straw and getting a bunch of air because, well, you've emptied your glass, right? That's what it sounds like. This has to be the most entertaining all-in-one mopping and vacuum that I've come across. This is so much fun. Okay, now it says drying, if it would focus. All right, now this is very quiet. You might not necessarily be able to hear this, but there's got to be some type of a blower in there. And I don't know exactly how long that'll last, but listening to a machine, dry isn't going to be much fun. So let's go ahead and temporarily end the video here. And then we need to take a look at the recovery tank and see how dirty the water is. So let's take a look at the dirty water tank.
Dirty water tank removed.
It tells you you've removed the dirty water tank. All right, here we are. This little tab flips up. And that is the goodness right there. It's very concentrated. So I have a Pyrex bowl here to show you. Yep. So on a supposedly clean floor, let's see, will that stand up? Is that going to fall over? Let's move that off to the side. This is what you get right here. That's right. That was a supposedly clean floor. It looked fairly clean in the video. And well, obviously you can clearly see it wasn't all that clean. There it is. Look at that. So that did an excellent job. Wonderful. Now we're going to go ahead and rinse out the dirty water tank. Otherwise, it's probably going to smell after some point in time, right? Depending on what you pick up. I'm going to reinsert this, and then let's take a look at how to pop the mop off and clean that, and also get it to dry. That's really what it is examine the mop and then get it to dry.
Dirty water tank installed.
Well, it's still drying the mop, and I know that's going to take a while, so how about we actually shut that off for now? Let's see. Where do we go for that? Dry mop. All right. And let's just turn that off. All right, let's end drying. Okay. Mop drying stopped. I'm still hearing it though. Swipe that away. Yeah. All right, dry mop. All right, so maybe after you click stop, it will take a couple of minutes to actually stop. There, okay, good. It just stopped right there. So there's a delay in there. All right, let's go ahead and pull this out. So make sure that it's turned off, because it'll try to, take off on you if it's still on. So I turned it off a second ago. And let's take this apart. So how about push these little two tabs right here. And yeah, this is going to take a little bit of cleaning, right? So let's see, got a handle right here. And let's see, does this pull up and out? So how hard is that to get? Okay, took a second. All right, so this you can rinse out. You can see that there's a little bit of dirty water still left in there. So that'll be the dirty mop water. That we're gonna rinse off. And now for the dry pickup, right, take that out. Here's what that looks like. You can see there's a filter in there, super duper clean. So let's see how we can get to that. Does this just pull out and separate easily, or let me see how this works. So it says, oh, you lift up. Okay, it's filter. All right, so it's got a little tab right here. All right, so let's do that. Then this should pop out, and you can see that is super clean. All right, and you can see that the screen in there is also clean. I wonder, let me check real fast to see if this is something that you can get wet. Does that just goes right back in there? Oh, just like that. Okay. No, I don't think I got it right. Does that go back in there? Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. That sits in there a little better. And yes, you can get the actual white filter wet, and then of course dry it. I don't need to do that here because we didn't pick up really all that much, so that's not a big deal. Everything else looks pretty clean, right? So eventually this will get dirty and you'll have to give it more attention than I've given it here. Let's see, that'll go back in, I think that way, down. All right, let's look at the underside. So we will have to go and pull some hair out right here. Now this is pretty easy, so I can just pull the hair out right now, but if you had more hair to go and get rid of, then, let's see, can you see that? Barely. Let me turn that around a little bit. There. So I did have some buildup here on these brushes. We'll pull that off. And let's see, it's got something you squeeze, right? This will lift up and out, and then you can take the entire, well, I really shouldn't call it a brush roll. This is kind of more like a rubber squeegee. There, and we got some hair. Yeah, we need to remove from there. It's kind of wound around that axle a bit. My wife has 2-foot-long hair, so that's what we got to do. All right, the rest of everything else seems to be okay for now. Again, it shouldn't be that bad because our floor wasn't that dirty. All right, that slides back in there. This will tilt. It's got tabs right here. Got tabs on either side. And then I'll put that down in there and there, it clicked. Okay, great. Now let's go ahead and get the mop head out. And to remove the mop, it's very difficult to see, but there's a red button right there. So I'm going to use this part of the cleaning brush to get access to the red button, because it's wedged in there. If you had a fingernail, it probably would, come out easier. And then that will release and it will slide out. You see there's a motor right there. Here is that red button. So this is what I was doing to push against it, because I don't really have any fingernails. And then once you're done with whatever other cleaning or reinstallation you have to put another mop head in, then slide it in, make sure this is aligned properly, right? And then click. So hopefully you heard that. There is one thing that I did happen to notice, is that, there's still a clean water reservoir in here. And if you can hear that, there's water sloshing around in there. So this still has water in it, but it's clean water. Notice that when you go to pull the bag out, the easiest thing to do is kind of grab this, which seals it. So, no poof. And then of course I'm going to push it back down so we can see what made it into the bag. It's going to be a little hard to see, but way down in there, you have a bunch of dog hair. And that's just what I expected. You also have this recovery tray, I suppose I'll call it, and a base ramp. Got a little bit to clean up right here, a little bit to rinse. And I think that does it as far as cleaning. How about we check the firmware? From the app, let's go and see what condition the firmware is in. So let's see, all the way up to the top right, and then firmware update, and it says current version 6.5.91, and I don't see any button in there that says check for firmware update or the firmware isn't updated and needs to be updated. So I'm going to guess that everything is where it needs to be for now. So they may update the firmware sometime in the future, but for right now it looks like this particular S1 Pro has the latest firmware update. To my regular VacLab subscribers and viewers, I never really do this with the product per se, but I just have to say something about this eufy S1 Pro. This has got to be the most fantastic game changer I've actually come across for a floor cleaning robot vacuum. It's amazing in all respects, and I don't say that lightly. So the object avoidance, the quick mapping capabilities, the cleaning ability, the edge cleaning ability is absolutely tremendous. I just don't see anything to really criticize with this machine. And considering what the prices are today compared to what they were just a year or two ago, look for your discount code in the description box below to save an extra $100 for as long as it lasts, because this machine is a bargain for what it pulls off. The accomplishments of this particular system as a whole is simply tremendous. So if you want to say 5 out of 5 stars, 2 thumbs up, whatever you like. I never really do this, so don't expect to really see this again for many other products, but this product just blew my mind, and I'm going to make sure that I use it quite a bit. As a matter of fact, stay tuned for more tests with this machine where, say, we put some debris down on the floor, and maybe we'll check how well it can clean the surface of carpets. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching.